Okay, everybody, we are now going to head over to Mathias with Ratchet and Clank 3 NG plus no quit exploit. Sorry about the delay, by the way, guys. We've just had a few tech issues, so we had to kind of revert back to doing things a slightly older way of capturing Twitch. So anyway, put your hands together. We're going to give the floor straight to Mathias because we are running a bit behind schedule. But thank you as well to Fridge for the £50 donation earlier. Very, very much appreciated. We're now going to go over straight to Ratchet and Clank 3. So Mathias, you have the floor.
Alright, so took a little while, took a little bit to get fine, but we're here. So I'm Mathias, I'm from New Zealand, which is like the farthest way you could get from the UK, I guess. But anyway, so this is Ratchet and Clank 3, as it's just said. Happy Arsenal, as it's sometimes known. This is the NG Plus No QE category, so it's the longer version. It's the longer extended version of NG Plus. I'll say that. Commentary, I have the Sage Bean, who I occasionally do races of this game with. We both infuriate each other. And
Sage, I run this game and a few other Ratchet.
Yeah, and I also dragged in another friend, Duke Dragon 28, who I literally taught everything at BC a few hours ago. So this is going to be fun.
I bought a PS3 like 3 weeks ago just because this guy bullied me into playing Ratchet.
And you bullied me into a Wii U, so we're even.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
We're happy to have more Ratchet runners.
So.
Yeah. True.
All right. So for the timing, because this timing starts on first control, like we have it properly set up how to move. So I'm gonna load the file, and then when it gets to the right point, I'm gonna count down from 4, and you start the timer on go. Right, we ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. All right. So yeah, we'll explain what's happening. Here we go as it's happening. 1, 2, we hit the third loading screen.
There's a lot going on in the first few seconds, but we'll get to everything.
4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright.
So, the very first thing you're going to notice is he's pretty much spamming the charge boots, which is a gadget that you get on like Planet Dax. And the charge boots, usually you just use them to like go fast. Forward, casuals don't really use them, and but in the speed run, by combining the charge boots with certain weapons, as well as abusing the first person mode, we can do some crazy things with it. As you notice, he just kind of charged off into the middle of nowhere. At the end of this level, there's supposed to be like a trigger to start a cutscene where you'd be in a dropship, but that trigger is really big, and you can access it by just charging into the mountain over there. You also notice that he dies in the dropship, and to anyone that's played this game, you're going to see some crazy things on the next level, hopefully. If it doesn't work, then nothing's going to happen.
There'll still be some crazy stuff, it'll just be the different crazy stuff that was supposed to happen.
So show off some crazy movement still. And we're not going to try and shoehorn in all the movement right now. We'll have plenty of time to explain it later.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's see what's going to happen.
And I'll explain what just happened on that second half of that level just now, in a little bit.
Let's get a little bit more time.
The commentary will be delayed due to unforeseen circumstances.
There will be a little delay for the stream delay.
No,
stream. I mean, yeah.
No corpse, Sage. Alright.
We actually... No warp. Okay, so, yeah.
What was supposed to happen was, because when you die in the dropship, we're not actually sure why this happened, but he would have spawned at the boss battle in this level.
I missed it.
Skipping the whole thing.
Lovely.
Now you will see some cool movement on the. You'll see some cool movement on the path of death, and you did see a tiny skip at the start.
And it's sad, unfortunate. Yeah, unfortunate mistake there, but oh well.
Path of death is really punishing if you like fail it.
I mean, it's called path of death for a reason, right?
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah. So the thing about Warp is it's exclusive to PS3. You have to die in the dropship on Belden, and the game language needs to be set to Spanish or German. That's not the only reason why we're playing this game in German, but we'll get to that when we get to that. On this planet, Starship Phoenix will have one of the craziest sequence breaks ever. So you're gonna see him clip out of bounds, and you're not supposed to get into this part of the Starship Phoenix until like near the end when it's under attack. Spoilers.
Wow.
But we just kind of clip out of bounds by abusing the hitboxes of the mega turrets, and with this, we're gonna go like you're gonna see Mathias get on like a pipe, and he's more out of bounds, and he's just gonna charge out into space.
It's spoiling the run before it happens, yeah. In Twitch, he's just doing his first tire clip. That's very clean clip into the part of the level which we said is for reserved for a later trade. But this is we're going to visit this planet a lot. Some of them will be pretty important visits. Some of them will be very uninteresting.
Alright.
Messed up slight movement. Hard to know when I should say what.
Yeah, at the moment, Mathias, or at least on my Twitch end, he's just clipped. He's just on the pipe, doing the pipe clip.
Yeah.
So he's now gonna.
Right.
Yeah. So he's gonna do a big jump out of bounds, a whip jump, to gain more distance, and then we'll glide down until he's within range of this swing shot, which he grabs perfectly. Then a quick long jump over, and we're gonna do more turret clips in this area. So this area is actually a training area, reserved for way later in the game. But of course, by just jumping really far out of bounds, we can find it. Because it's not on a separate map like a lot of like these kind of areas would be on a modern game. It's perfectly within bounds, or perfectly in the same map. You just have to go really far. One last one through the door, which is normally used. You normally need a laser item to get through, but we can once again just use turret clips. That was incredibly smooth.
Yeah, that was really.
That was really good. Yeah.
The next planet is Planet Dax, and this planet is composed mostly of just the same movement tech that we've seen before. However, there's a few cool things about this planet. For one, we're going to play part of this planet backwards. There's going to be some rocks out of bounds, and he's going to do a whip jump over to them. And then we're going to play the level backwards, and there's also going to be a boss battle. And while we're at it, I guess I should explain the boss battle real quick. So you can technically skip the boss battle. It's just that for some reason, we get a cutscene triggered that will update the arena mission on the arena planet. However, the missions won't actually be available unless we destroy the warship. We don't know why it's programmed to be like this. So essentially, by skipping the warship, you would soft lock the game.
Yep.
So we have to fight it.
So in there, and now we're going to yep, we're going to do our shot cannon weaving. So this is there's a lot of fast ways to destroy enemies in this game. Shot cannon weaving is one of them. Go on. So the shot cannon is a So the shot cannon is a weapon that needs to be charged up before it's used, and then it will emit a large beam, which will destroy anything that it hits. You can't actually see the beam on the PS3 version though, just as a forcing mistake from the devs. So you can't actually see the beam, but there is the beam there. So the best way to deal damage is to weave backwards and forwards with it, and that can not only kill multiple enemies at the same time, will do a lot of damage to any one enemy.
Right. Dex box.
Nice. Yeah.
So now we're going to see one of the coolest parts of the planet, a neutral long jump. And then we're going to see him try a proxy and whip swinging into some out of bounds areas.
Right, nice. Yep. One left proxy. I believe. I'm not sure if it's any different in rank. The main explanation for a proxy is that by getting into an area where the game will attempt to eject you upwards, so you don't get stuck in the wall. So it just ejects you upwards, which you can be used to get out.
Lovely.
Wonderful. So then
that was a good Dax, by the way.
This is a very good run. This is extremely good run so far.
Yeah. Next planet, Obani Gemini. So unlike most planets in this game, which are flat, yeah, I'm a flat Daxer. Obani Gemini is actually round, and this will affect certain physics in the game. We can't really do stuff like lag jumps or any of the movement you saw. And for some reason, we don't have to spam the charge boots on this planet because they never lose speed. If you were to continuously hold down a charge on any other planet, the charge boots would eventually lose speed, but on this planet they stay the same. So yeah, this planet does have some stuff in it, but for the most part we're just like firing the plasma storm at some enemies, and, you know.
Right, so
it's one of the worst clips in the game.
So it's so this force field is not a complete circle. It's being made at different straight edges, which there's a slight seam you can walk through. So if you can clip through that, then you can see the puzzle. It can be quite punishing if you fail that. At some point, it will eject you away. We got it very clean.
No, if you stay there for if you stay not moving for 5 seconds, the game assumes that you're soft lock and auto kills you. So
yeah, that's an anti-soft lock. measures.
Yeah.
We might see that in play if mistakes are made, but this run is looking cleaner already. So I don't want to jinx it, but this is
Yeah,
very
it's
nice.
definitely better than the practice run earlier, I will say that.
the practice run was very much overestimate.
So the next these next two planets, they're not necessarily auto-scrollers. It does piss off some runners to call them that. There is an auto-scroller in one of them, but we'll get to that in a bit.
It's
They're different in that they're not really relying on movement, but rather just so in the casual playthrough, there will be these dropships coming in, dropping off enemies, and you just kind of fight them. And each mission will take like 10 minutes. But we're Giga Chads, and we have the sniper, so we'll destroy the dropships before they even arrive.
By the way, take note of the missile behavior that's going to hit Mathias. This is what's supposed to happen when these rocket. Oof. Yeah.
Okay, please, this could be great.
I said, watch the rocket. I said, watch the rocket storm that's about to hit Mathias. That was before I saw him actually get hit. I swear. Oh my god. No, so there's no storm here, and it's supposed to work like this. We'll mention that again near the end of the run, and we'll see some interesting stuff from it.
Yeah, we'll mention the rockets because there's something very weird that only happens on PS3.
Yes. But yeah, now I
have now lost my game audio, so I cannot see. I cannot hear when to do the death of use. This could be troublesome.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, speaking of death of uses, okay, I'll take a quick sec to explain this, then I'll try and explain the movement tech in a simple way. So, whenever you finish each of these missions, there's a prompt that says that the mission is done, and it'll show you how many bolts you've won. And when this pops up, the game kind of checks that the mission is done, and the next mission will be unlocked. Normally you just kind of wait around and do nothing, you wait for it to bring you back to the mission select. But on the PS2 version, you can pause the game, select an option that says End Challenge, and that's a faster way to end the mission. It's only like a few seconds of time saved between this and the next mission. On PS3, you can't pause while the game is saving, so we have to do some death abuses. These are a lot riskier, a lot more punishing, and, you know, they're a lot cooler, but not as safe. So you kind of do want the audio cues, but I think Mathias is playing without audio.
No, I lost it for some reason. I got the first one. I got the second one. I know. The third one I know. It's just the first one that screws me up sometimes. And I'm probably not doing this in the most optimal possible.
I'm gonna try and explain the movement tech that you saw earlier. So, usually you use the charge boots, you wait a little bit, and then Ratchet comes to a screeching halt. We can end these charges early with certain weapons, such as the shot cannon and the turrets. And if you were to cancel a charge at the same time as you press the first-person camera button, you would get Ratchet's model to look like he's standing, but he would still be carrying the charge boot momentum. And with this, we can combine it with other moves in the game, such as like long jumps and double jumps, across insane gaps. You can even combine it with a thing called a lag jump, which is basically a faster way of walking. You might have seen him do some side flips earlier in the run, which that's what the lag jump is. And similarly, the plasma whip kind of breaks the game. If we were to charge off into the air, and we were to hold the first person button, we could get the game to think that Ratchet is on the ground, swing the whip, and then carry an insane amount of speed in the air by long jumping. It is probably the most broken move in the game. But yeah, that's basically the basics of all the movement tech. We're not going to go too much into detail, because the movement guide for this game, made by Crippling, is over an hour long.
You probably optimize if you wanted to optimize their speaking, you could probably take it down a little bit.
Yeah. Shout out to Crippling for making a really good movement guide.
Yes. I'm probably end up using it. Alright. If you were bored by the very simple enemy killing, then unfortunately we are going to Mercadia, which is even worse. But yeah, it's fine. We got. Continue.
Okay, that was. So optimally, Mercadia is roughly a third, or no, a fifth of the entire length of the run.
Yeah. But this proxy here we're doing off the side of the rails.
I'll do the backup.
Oh, sad. Okay, yeah. So that proxy is very difficult. We had a bit of trouble with it in practice, so we're gonna do a different strategy. That does not mean that we're gonna actually, play the rest of the level. It just means we're gonna play the level slightly differently.
Oh, yeah.
Skip the only interesting part of the level, so.
Oh, I know, no, we still get to play LDF.
Well, yeah.
Oh
but
yeah, LDF.
that comes off.
To show off though.
That comes off. Yeah. For now. Yeah, for now we have 5 missions, 4 of which are near water scrollers. This one we just have to kill a certain amount of enemies. The second one we have to protect some guys. The third one will be in the turret, and the fourth one is literally it's the time. You just have to wait out the timer. There's no victory condition for that. You just have to wait out the timer and not die.
Yeah, there's no way to fast to make it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an auto scroller, which is why we call these kind of auto scrollers.
I mean, they basically.
You guys can read out any donations if you want.
I don't think
There's no new donations in, but again, I can just shout out the donation link if anyone does want to donate. I'll post a link in the chat for you guys just now. So if you go to that page there, you can actually donate, and all the proceeds of that will go direct to EveryoneCan. Let's try and get to £400 by the end of the day if we can, because we're at £300 now out of the total 750 that I want to get, that we need to get by the end of the marathon. But if we can get to £400 by the end of the day, then that's absolutely incredible. We're nearly halfway there, which is really, really, really good. And we're only at the end of like day 2, so that is absolutely incredible. I want to say a huge thank you to everybody who has donated. There's also a selection of targets and polls that you can donate to as well. In fact, I think the only target we have left, we've already met it, so there's no real need to donate to that. But for the polls, you can donate to them, and you can change the course of some of the runs that are happening tomorrow. There's the Hello Kitty Cruises, all to us items. The character selection, so currently Cinnamon Roll is winning at £50, so if anyone wants to change that, then you just need to donate more than £50, I suppose. And there's also Save or Kill the Animals with the Super Metro Ascent run. Save is currently winning by £130. Nobody's actually donated towards the kill option, which I'm not sure that's a good thing or a bad thing, but if anyone wants to change the course of action on that one, then that's up to them as well. And also the difficulty selection on Super Star 2001. It's currently winning on Expert at £15, but again, if anyone wants to change that or just strengthen the Expert option, then feel free to donate to that as well. But yeah, if anyone wants to donate, then please go to the Tiltify link, and all proceeds will go direct to EveryoneCan as well. Fun fact about Marcadia, this is actually where I am at on my casual playthrough on my YouTube channel.
Oh, you better start watching then.
Oh, we've already spoiled. This dude runs size meters.
Yes, true. Right, anyway, I guess we should use that as to distract from my dumb jokes. Let's segue into explaining what Quiz Exploit is and why it's so important in the name of the category.
Alright, I'll take care of this one. Quiz Exploits are really,
It really is.
No, Quiz Exploit is the longer category, because in the regular and medium plus category, there's a PS3 exclusive glitch. This works on the PS3 versions of Going Commando, Up Your Arsenal, and Dead Launch. I don't remember every single condition, so I might get some things wrong.
I can try and fill some things in, yeah.
Played, a certain amount of challenge modes played, certain ult count, certain amount of time played, something else, and then you need to quit out, and at this point the game kind of just goes jank. Things in the vendor will completely be messed up. You'll be able to buy things like gadgets or items that are usually locked to progress to later levels. You can even buy things from Going Commando for some reason, but it crashes the game if you try and buy it, so some casual players have experienced this, not knowing what was going on with their game. Also, we're on the auto-scroller, let's go. Doing nothing for 2 minutes.
So I will say that 2018, I think, I did QE by accident, and my shot cannon got replaced with the hacker, I think.
Yeah, the QE does some really crazy stuff. It's a little different than Going Commando and Deadlock. We actually have had a chance to ask the developers about why this might work, but they haven't really given much insight either. I should note this does not work on PS2, this does not work with Ratchet 1, and this does not work with any of the PS3 games like Tools of Destruction or A Crack in Time.
So it actually also works on the Vita versions of Wreck 2, Ouya, and Deadlock, except it's flipped. So basically there's 2 ways of storing data, I guess. So you've got Big Indian and Little Indian. So Big Indian is what is used on PS3. So it's quite high values to trip, that you need to trip QE. Vita uses Little Indian. So you can trip QE at absurdly low bulk counts, which is why there is actually an any % QE category that is only for Vita.
Yes.
Yeah, so we sound like nerds right now. Also, now that Mission 4 is done, Mission 5 is actually going to have something exciting, so...
Yes. We'll
I missed a bolt.
Okay.
I guess I should quickly mention that Quick Exploit is used because the vendor obviously the vendor gets messed up. You can buy a lot of things, including the 2 items that you really need to beat the game. If you buy the Master Plan and the Magnavies, you can just go straight to the end of the game. So yeah.
Anyway, at higher levels of NG Plus, you use the Terror guys instead of the Gravity Boots.
But you know.
Yeah, and we used to skip all of these missions, but it's really difficult. So now that we're on Mission 5, I want to explain one of the coolest glitches in the game. So right now, Ratchet's just kind of charging around, turning these bolt cranes. But there's a glitch called Ghost Ratchet. If you get Ratchet to die somehow, most likely by having him drown in mud, and you find a way to pull him out, he's gonna... well, something crazy is gonna happen. So at the end of this mission, Ratchet has to talk to the space version of Bill Clinton, and he doesn't like this, so he dies from cringe, and he's gonna do something very wild on this next part of the level.
Dies from cringe. Didn't we agree not to make the Bill Clinton joke, and we did it anyway? Oh well.
Alright. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh! Okay, I think it worked. Alright. It worked.
Yep. I am now walking through walls.
Yep. For some reason, it only goes through walls as well. It doesn't go through the floor, which means we can go and just skip past most of the challenge. There's the faster route than this, than what Mathias is doing, but it's harder. So we're just gonna do this.
Yeah, if you miss up one thing here, you are dead pretty much.
Yeah, it's gotta be careful.
You can save it, but it's pretty annoying. So basically, when you get Ghost Ratchet, you get a 10,000 frame countdown that Ghost Ratchet lasts for. You can save yourself if you land on the ship and do an insert back to the dropship here, because that's loaded in down here. And if you can do it... Yeah.
Yeah, whenever Ratchet falls through the floor and you fail the LDF Ghost Ratchet section, you're basically sent to the afterlife. The only 2 things there are your ship and the dropship, and you have like 1 chance of redemption to go into the dropship. If you die, your run is basically over, and it's like... and you just feel bad inside.
Alright, so this is one of the annoying, so we get to see Quark's lovely troll face for a little bit here.
This is related to the vidcomics which are required to beat the game. There are 5 of them, although we won't actually be using all of them.
So, NG Plus gives us the gracious ability to skip the vidcomics, so we don't have to play them, thank God. I hate them.
Just means that
Yo Andy is now my enemy. I have insulted the vidcomics.
This is so making enemies with everyone for very minor opinions.
Comics would work, and this technically applies to NG Plus, is that you do have to complete VidComic 1 to be allowed to play VidComic 2, and so on. And even if you're in NG Plus, you have to press a prompt that says you want to skip this comic, and you have to do it in that order. The reason I point this out is because we're not going to pick up VidComic 2, so this is going to be a little jank, but we have a way to get around it using a frame-perfect glitch. I mean,
it's not a very impressive frame-perfect trick, we'll say that.
Well,
it's not perfect, so we get to say that word pretty much as
anyway, so if you cannot read German and do not know, we're now on Annihilation Nation. So there are 2 missions on this planet. However, because of back skip, we actually only need to do the second one. The first one we can completely skip just by dying.
Come on, get out of my way, enemies.
Yeah, so we attempted to. So once again, Mathias attempted to do a proxy, but it failed. And instead of wasting 10 years on the proxy, we're just gonna play the level normally. But if it was done right, we could get on top of that rock, and then we can do more movement to get over to the very end of the mission and finish it early. The next planet is the best.
No, this is the worst planet in the game.
No, this one's no. The next one's the best planet in the game.
You say that because you haven't suffered through it yet.
Yes, exactly. I am a party who's. I do not have to comment on the quality of the planet to play. I just have to comment on the quality of it as a meme.
Anyway, let Sage rage about this one because he does it a lot.
Okay, so I guess I should explain why we're bickering and being sarcastic. Holostar Studios all the Ouya runners are rejoicing over the fact that this is the worst planet in the game. For one, this planet is the reason why we play in German. You're not even allowed to move for the first few seconds, and if you die in this Clank section, you're stuck in place for a few more seconds. As you hear this director guy tell you what to do, and we do have some tricks in this Clank section. There is one called Scrunch List, which, I mean, if Mathias wants to do it once.
I don't want to. I not.
met Scrunch yet.
Monkey, get out of my way!
Scrunch. Monkey, it's right. So this is Scrunch, aka the monkey / NFT. Take your screenshots immediately. And so now we're going to lure him in the only way that the person knows how, and that is with delicious bananas. To move him around the map. So Scrunchless, you can skip Scrunch, but we're not doing that here, so we're gonna lure Scrunch
So
around.
Scrunchless involves gliding along this rail here. There's a tiny portion of it that is solid, like a few pixels wide. You have to glide along it and then get Alicia on the other side. It is stupidly difficult, and even top runners, on a good day, it's like a 50-50. It's like a 50-50 consistency.
Yeah. Anyway, and now, I mean, that's not to say that this section doesn't have any skips.
And now
as always, we're gonna be...
And now we have Talos. Oh, Talos.
Yeah.
Can I rage about Talos? Can I explain?
Yes, you can rage about Talos.
I don't have anything to say on this one.
Alright. Talos? My man Talos. I got a vendetta against this guy. So, look, Talos is basically an RNG boss. And it's not necessarily what the RNG is like. It's more like you have to adapt to the RNG. But there's like so many things that can go wrong with this Talos boss. Sometimes you'll like... what you usually want to do is you kind of want to... Whenever you damage him enough, he's going to start sending ninjas, and then he's going to run away. And you'd have to fight those ninjas. But in the speedrun, that's slow, so we actually have to try and block him from running away. However, the way Giant Clank controls is finicky. You can sometimes get stuck on buildings. Sometimes Clank will do this thing where he looks like he's falling.
What the hell was this Talos?
Whoa! Man, that was a good Talos. That was good. That was incredibly good. Wait, what is this run? It's like this is a really good run, except for like a couple of backup strats we need to do and that one thing in Blackwater. But like this is actually a good run.
All the run, I've lost the Talos, and Mathias out here is just like...
out here flexing. Yeah, there's also a Ratchet section, but we don't really care about that, so we're just gonna, you know, just.
Well, we're gonna try and skip it with a stupid proxy.
Yes, we're going to try. Yeah. Right, here we go. Proxy.
I hate this proxy. I hate this proxy.
Yeah, I have one question, okay? And someone
yes.
Go
ahead.
This. I have watched many Ratchet and Clank speedruns. That thing you do at the end of Talos where you just sort of jump up with Clank. What is that, and why do you do it? Because I
so first of all, it's something that only happens when like Talos is dead. We try doing it during the fight. It does nothing other than look really swag. You just basically mash X when Talos' health bar is gone, and you just start jumping in the air. We only do it because it's really swag. It doesn't serve any purpose.
Alright, so...
Because I've seen it loads of times, it looks cool. Why do they do that?
Swag strats are a requirement in any run. You cannot have them.
Come on! Wow.
Alright, so...
Fine.
Unfortunately, failing the regular strat, we then also failed the backup strat for a while, so I guess we're going to do the backup strat.
This is a very bad planet for speed.
Unfortunately, sadly it's just a couple of bad...
I mean, this planet's brutal enough casually, to be fair.
I mean, considering this is where you get the Rift Inducer, I will give this planet a tiny bit of...
I hate this planet so much.
But other than that, screw this planet.
What's the backup strat?
This again.
Die.
No, you can't. You cannot die in this. You cannot die in the start of that section unless you go back. Well, unless you go all the way back through the middle, pretty much. Anyway,
right, he's finally done with Holostar. Sadly, this one was actually really good, except for that. And oh well, it happens. This is the unfortunate thing with these broken games, that it only takes one skip to go badly, and then you lose your PB. Holostar is the ultimate judge of us all. Anyways, this next planet, Obani Draco. First of all, this is a really nice. This is a really nice
I hope you like. I hope you like pink.
Pretty.
Yes.
So, we're not gonna see this strat in this run, but Obani Draco is also the second. Is also like probably the hardest planet if you're a world record holder. This has 2 frame perfect tricks in a row. There's a way to spam charges in midair, and if you're like a free runner, then you'll probably go for these. We found a way to make them consistent, but they're still incredibly hard. And a few runs die to this.
Yeah. Quick mention about the fact that the shield completely protects you from death barriers, which makes no sense, but we're going to use that. So we're going to now use some fun gravity to get up here, and then another quick, alright, out of bounds will push us towards the boss fight of the level.
And now we have the Courtney Gears boss fight. Now, all of you Ratchet and Clank fans, y'all remember how hard first song went. Sadly, we're going to completely beat her up with the Nitro Launcher and the Rhino. And this is where I explain Rhino Bombing. So for some reason, if you fire the Nitro Launcher, and as the bomb is exploding, you fire the Rhino, you just destroy enemies, like, insanely quickly. And the thing is, the game thinks it's the Nitro Launcher doing damage, even though the Rhino obviously has something to do with it. I don't remember exactly why that is, but it's a really crazy strat. And you saw him pull out the PDA. We found out that you can, when Courtney dies, you're supposed to like say that her fans can't live without her. She's egotistic. And we skipped that dialogue by opening the PDA. It only saves a few seconds.
We don't need to hear about her sub story. We don't need to hear about the sub story. Alright.
I guess the quick sub-story is that I found a single second time save by suggesting we use the PDA to
I didn't do that. I didn't do it. I didn't do that in this one either.
Oh, he didn't go for the PDA route.
Come on.
Yeah.
Cutscene trigger, where are you? I missed it, lovely.
This game
No.
is saying that we should buy ammo with the PDA. As you can see right now,
Let's try that again.
dang, okay, so what he's trying to do is, there's like an entire like spaceship hidden underneath the level,
that's it
at
again.
least game-wise, and he's trying to get to a trigger at the end of the dropship, which would also trigger a countdown, where you'd have to get out of the ship before else you die. We're gonna see if he gets a fitty. A fitty is...
If I can even get down to the ship in the first place.
Hey.
It's hard for me to know what exactly he's
Swag,
doing.
always think about the swag in the future. Yeah.
Oh, okay, are we going to... I don't need to die because you can only have a certain amount of turrets on screen at once, in the game at once, so if you put them down, then he's gonna have to die so we can reset the amount. May as well just buy and then buy more turrets.
There we go.
Alright. Alright, will he get the fitty? The swag?
Is it meeting season or fitty season?
Oh no, not meeting season.
No,
not
that killed the fitty. That killed the fitty.
No fitty, dude.
You would not believe what Ozone Steven are told about that. You can probably guess what he said knowing Ozone.
Yeah, Ozone. I don't know. Well, Ozone's kind of great. Shout out to Ozone. He doesn't run this game, but he's a cool guy.
Alright, so the frame perfect trick I alluded to earlier, since we don't have VidComic 2, when we complete VidComic 1, or when we marked it as complete, we're kind of soft locked away from VidComic 3, except we're really not. There's an Easter egg where in the VidComic menu, if you press square, you would enter in a password and you get to play a cut minigame. But we actually combined that with the X button. Same frame, it allows us to skip VidComic 3 completely. Yeah, I think I get why that would work, but it is frame perfect. And yeah, we're now going to head off to Metropolis, which is where I found the 1 second time save. I've contributed so much to this game.
Hey, could be worse. You could have contributed absolutely nothing.
A single... That's gonna be my legacy forever.
Yeah.
Hey, 1 second could still be a world record, remember, so you never know.
I don't know. In a game like this, that's gonna be like in the very distant future where humans are basically just passes.
Yeah.
So this planet has some more of the same cool movement tech. What was the cutscene trigger that he skipped? Right here, where all the enemies would have been turned to robots. This would have also affected some other AI in a way that I don't feel like explaining right now. Because the more important thing, there's a boss battle that he's going to kill in 2 shots of the shot cannon. for a thing called act tuning. The short version of it is that it's an adaptive difficulty, and it carries between files, coming from PS3 it does. Whenever you die, the boss battle gets slightly easier, so if you're ever wondering why it took you 20 tries to kill boss battles as a kid, you now know why. I hope I've ruined your childhood.
I actually knew about this before, actually, to be fair. I knew about the adaptive difficulty.
And you're not the only one playing the game.
Yeah,
I probably would never forget.
how can I mention Rackman without me revealing myself as a cheater?
Rackman is not necessarily. It's like cheat engine, but it's also like obviously it's banned in runs. So these files are generally created with Rackman, but they're not using Rackman to cheat.
Yeah, how do you think people got their input displays?
Yeah, exactly. The only thing that Rackman ends up getting used for is input displays, which is good. But
he technically didn't set up act tuning with the normal method. He used Rackman, but since it's not during the run, it's perfectly legal. He's just speedrun the setup for the speedrun.
Yes. Well, I mean, who can be bothered to die?
All right, crash site. Please don't mess this up. It's really annoying if you do.
Incredible planet, by the way.
I hope purple, I guess. And Rick ship. Sounds nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So what?
Next planets, for the most part, are just going to be like some form of a straight line.
Straight lines, not necessarily.
Yeah, they still got some movement and stuff, but they're mostly just like they're just like there's less to talk about, I guess.
Yeah.
Like little tidbits. Also, Crash Site is where we get the master plan, which is what we would have gotten in regular MV Plus to skip from Arcadia to Port Hideout.
Yeah.
Got it!
Nice, dude.
Nice. Alright. You want to explain that one? Actually, I can.
So there's a cutscene trigger that's just at that end point there. Wherever you are, where you get the cutscene trigger, that is your new spawn point. So if you miss the ledge and you die, it's going to respawn you where you got the checkpoint. So if you just happen to be in a place where you can't jump, where you're not on the ledge, you're gonna fall down, and you can recover it if you're good, but sometimes you're not.
Sometimes it might just be impossible, even if you're good.
Hey Mathias, don't go to Iridia.
Don't worry, I went to Court's hideout.
Yeah, there's you should be fine. There's another level. There's another
course I went to
Iridia. Oh, we actually did. Oh no, yeah. So Iridia's not actually needed in the run, but it sits at the bottom of your planet list anyway. Yeah. And if you're not paying attention, you can very easily go to.
And for the rest, and because of the way the mission priority works, for the rest of the game, it is going to auto select Iridia every time.
You need.
Okay. Yeah, you need to go to Iridia, dude. Like, there's a planet that needs saving as well. Come on, you can't just save yourself. Of course, save everyone else.
It's a birthday party turned into a war. I'm not interested.
Okay, you can tell by who your knowledge is gone, because I just had to look that was the plot of fucking Iridia.
that is the plot. It's
literally like they're saying, yeah, we need some help on Iridia. They make up this lie that it's this soldier's birthday. They're having a party. It sounds like a battle than a party.
It's H-22's birthday.
We're having a party! Come on.
It's just violently murdering each other.
Come on. Game, please. Why am I getting these weird long black screens?
I don't know. You had your PS3 off.
During a run.
Also, I mentioned that.
Yes, obviously.
we just kind of didn't talk about Quark's hideout. I mean, it's mostly more.
We don't need to.
Yeah, it's just more of the same, but it's also one of the coolest planets in the game, both in a literal sense and the speedrunning sense.
Quark's hideout is an absolute nightmare of a planet.
Casually, yes, but I kind of hate the speedrun as well. I'm really bad at it for some reason. Alright.
When I was a kid, I used to always die at Quark's hideout. All the time, and the amount of checkpoints Quark's hideout had
is
I either went back to the start, or went to like halfway through the planet every time.
Yeah, the checkpoints in this game, they're definitely not up to modern spec. If you play back PS4 which
Come
is very
on!
as well, but like, if you played Ratchet PS4, you'd know the checkpoints are a lot closer than they can be in the older ones.
Also, right now, so the start the Phoenix under attack, Mathias kind of like, he got really pissed off, so he's kind of sending me in just to fight us, which, yeah, for whatever, but this is the part that we accessed at the start of the game that we weren't supposed to be in, and this is when we were supposed to get to that. But
Come on!
We're not able to do like any of the skips. We aren't able to try out VR skip because for some reason some of the collision is different. It's the pipes that we would have used to do VR skip. If you clip out of bounds on certain doors, the ground just doesn't exist. They basically altered the level for some reason. I'm not entirely sure, but it's
no, sad, no insta clip.
No, yeah.
the camera clip,
So
I think then we're all happy.
No.
Do not
I
do not
refuse.
do the camera clip.
I don't really know how the camera clips work.
Yeah, so I guess we'd be complaining. First of all, we were trying to do an insta clip, clipping immediately out with the turret instead of having to do the annoying nudging that he's been doing previously. The camera clip is because the camera is a physical object in this game, which is useful to make sure it doesn't disappear into textures. But it does mean that you can clip out of bounds using the camera, which is quite funny.
Yeah, and our friend Emerald, he's like the camera clip guy. Dude, he could like probably be getting robbed or something, and his solution would be camera clips.
Just camera kill it. Just like use the camera to push the robber away from you.
Dude, he would laugh so hard if you heard this. I wish he was here.
Yeah, more fancy movement. There's an outside section and inside section. We're gonna get straight to the inside section by abusing out of bounds and hilarious movement.
Thank God I don't have to do chorus SI.
Koros is a very hard planet and shows a lot of runs, and it's sad and it hurts us inside. But Mathias is gonna completely get through it like a boss.
I've already died twice.
Why did I say like a boss?
Dude, so I saw the channel in the Discord of the dono pickup lines, and we've got a dono pickup line right here. This is a good one. Good job, guy. Alright. Nah, it's I don't really have
fine.
a point at this point. Right, so now in this inside section we need to get onto that bridge. So there's a much harder but way cooler way to get up, and then there's a much easier but less cool way, and we're gonna go for the easier but less cool way. We'll jump into hyperstrike.
I'm back here already.
Yeah.
No, what? What?
Wait, what happened?
I pressed square. The game refused to register my square input and said, no, let me take your down input. So you need to quote hideout instead. Lovely.
Back squawk. We need to go back to.
No, you don't.
We have unfinished business there, dude. We can't be. We haven't even done.
And I turn around and long jump straight into a pool and long jump straight into ice water. Wow, I suck at this game. That's what I wanted to do.
Anyways, now we're on Command Center is brutal. So the very first thing to note, there is one checkpoint in the whole level, at least until we get to the boss. First part of Command Center isn't too bad, it's just a little bit of movement. It's when we get to this, so in the casual playthrough, you're supposed to disguise yourself as a Tyrannoid, and even though you're not a robot, they completely accept you and they're fine with you sneaking around. Idiots. We kind of skip all that.
Robots.
Every possible method we have of skipping it, it's kind of risky. Just doing the basic movement at the start, which...
I'll try it once. Nah, I missed it.
He's gonna go for a proxy off one of the turrets that's supposed to pass disguise. But since we have the mega armor, the best armor, we don't really care who's shooting us.
About 200 health as well. It's quite a lot. Boing.
Yeah, the other method was to do a turret bounce just now. So he's going to climb up on this ladder. So the next part of the run involved the whip jump. If he were to do a whip jump down there, where that conveyor belt was, he would have to like double jump and get on a pipe, and it's difficult. So he goes for this easier strat, except it's not easier because there's an invisible wall you can bonk into. So he has to kind of charge at a weird angle. And now he's going to do the curved whip jump.
Nice.
He got it first try. Let's go!
Yeah. Alright, and a decent. I don't know. Alright, so remember those missiles. Right. Yeah, remember the missiles that we asked you to take note of. They're gonna do something very strange right now. And again, it's a PS3 only thing, and it's just devs being kind of asleep.
And in case you're wondering how we deal with this final boss, the final 2 bosses, the first one we just Rhino Bomb him like we did with Courtney Gears. The other one we just snipe him with the Flux Rifle. Nothing too exciting.
Well,
when it comes to explaining. I do have a personal anecdote I have a personal story I wanna add after you explain this one.
I don't know what they're expecting, so you anecdote.
Yeah, so the missile that we saw, they didn't really fire on the PS. It's a PS3 only game. So I run this game on PS2, and there's a PS2 exclusive glitch where if you were to get the missiles to hit Ratchet enough times, the cutscene trigger for Nefarious would not start. You just screen up and stand there and watch the Rhino Bombing crap out of you. I had this happen in my current TV. I don't know how I managed to. I've never been able to replicate it. So, and now we're gonna come up on the final boss, the Bio-Obliterator. Mathias is gonna shoot the robot right in the middle, right in the front.
No, I missed seconds. I didn't get one cycle me feed.
It's not gonna, I mean, it's just simple chase him down into the big arena and then finish him off in the same way that we were starting it. And then
You're kidding me.
Then we go.
Couldn't Rhino? Why couldn't? All right, I'll call time with it. I'll call time after 16 shots. It might not. It might actually be more than that. Sometimes 1. Okay.
Make sure you aim right in the middle, just so that we don't confuse him. But after 16 shots, time ends.
Pretty good measure of stream delay.
14 and time. 17 shots.
Alright, good job.
GG.
That was unfortunate. Dude. That was a really clean first half.
Hollister killed it despite me having a goated Talos.
That was yeah. It's unfortunate, but that's how runs work. And at least we were still like we were still 10 minutes under estimate, which is way better than the practice run we did a couple of hours ago. So
yeah,
that's good.
Ouya is brutal. It's probably Ouya is. I think the Rixer was the one that said that Ouya no QE is considered the most brutal category in the whole series.
Yeah, Rack 2 NG plus all missions would also be there, honestly.
Oh yeah, but that also requires like just the black label PS2 version. So
yeah. Yeah, honestly, that was still a pretty good run, even if like Hollistar was kind of cringe.
Yeah, 43 minutes is pretty much bad.
Okay, yeah, I forgot to disable my alerts. So sorry. All right. So yeah, I think Drew kind of wants to wait until the end of this cutscene because he likes a part of it.
I love this. This cutscene's amazing.
Yeah. You guys want to watch this? We're watching this incredible movie, better than anything Marvel could put out. I like the irony in that statement, considering Insomniac has made Marvel games.
Yeah. All right. We want to do while we're waiting for the cutscene to get to the good bit. We want to do some end of run shoutouts.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, who we got? Well, I mean, obviously there's the entire community. There's a lot of rank games to run, and they're all very equally represented. You can have them whatever one. Randomizer for Rack 1 has just released, so if you want to do these glitches but having to do it fast, then you can do it where everything is in random positions. There's also shout out to Boardplay. He also helped with Rackman, which is not the cheat device that we mentioned earlier.
Yep.
Yeah. Saki and some other people.
Yeah. Yep. Big shout outs to Ballpoint and Saki for putting all that together. It's an amazing thing. It works. It's an amazing practice device for all of them.
Hey, here's the good part.
Yeah.
Yeah, scrunch.
Yeah.
Alright, another shout out goes to our friends Marathon Man and Torpedo. Those two are some of the coolest dudes we've ever met, and they're actually going to be commentating another one of Matthias's runs later on. He has a second run in this marathon, so shout out to
Yeah.
You'd never guess that Ratchet and Clank is my favourite game series of all time when there's 2 runs in InstaSpeedathon.
Coincidence? Coincidence? I think not. I should have asked Ale Muser to do a size minutes run here. I think that would be the ultimate.
At this point, with like the next marathon of this is not going to be this name. It's not going to be InstaSpeedathon. It's going to be InstaRackathon.
All right.
Final shoutouts. Shoutouts to our outs to some of our good friends. Shout outs to the Ratchet and Jack communities. And the final shout out to Insomniac Games themselves. Those guys absolutely love the speedrun community. They've had speedrunners over at their studios to show off these games. They constantly promote us on like marathons, and they always tweet about us. They're like, hey, thanks for speedrunning and playing our games every day. They've even made sure that they kept in certain glitches into these games so that way speedrunners could still have fun while casual players wouldn't be affected. One of the best glitches in Commando was kept in because they thought it was cool. And we absolutely love Insomniac Games, not just for being cool people, loving speedruns, making the best games ever, but you know, it's like Insomniac's just the best. We love those guys.
I mean, I'll give a thing about Insomniac. They've had 3 games in this speedrun marathon. So we had Resistance Fall yesterday. Is that a coincidence?
Alright.
I have nothing more to add because, you know, again, I literally started running this game. I bought a PS.
You haven't done a run yet!
I bought a PS3 3 weeks ago just so I can play Rack.
Yeah, so I finally got back at you for making me buy the Wii U. Though you got off lightly. You got off lightly. Yeah, only paying £45 for yours. Meanwhile, I've spent like $500 on PS3s, and you know, I'm fine with it.
I mean,
I'm fine with it.
New Zealand dollars, to be fair, like half.
£260 or something probably.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go and enjoy my daylight hours. I think the UK is getting ready to go to bed soon.
It is very black outside at the moment.
Yes, it's like 9:30 in the evening at the moment. We've got 2 more runs left before we actually end off. We've got Sonic the Hedgehog 3 by none to 1, and The Messenger by none to 1 as well. And they will be the final 2 runs of today. So if you guys want to stick around to those, that'd be absolutely fantastic. And don't forget, of course, to donate to the fundraiser as well. Mathias, we will see you again tomorrow. Well, tomorrow in my time zone anyway. But 9 o'clock in the morning, because you're the run starter for tomorrow, so that's always good. So we'll see you tomorrow for Ratchet & Clank 2 NG plus no IMG, and that'll be quite interesting to see as well. So thank you for the Ratchet & Clank 3 run, and I'll leave you be, and I'll see you later.
Alright, thank you man, see ya.
No, ta-ra now.
Right, later y'all.